time and came back, reeled in the Perth Wildcats, one of the best teams in the competition, and got the win.
Steve, trailed us by as many as 21, and someone needs to call the fireman because the Townsville Crocs are on fire. They've got 31 points in that third quarter alone.
Ubaka for three. It's a game momentum swing as Ayinde Ubaka draws first blood in the fourth. Crawford. He has been the man who has brought Townsville back. Gill with a long three-pointer. Comes up short. Lucas Walker goes upstairs.
Peter Crawford got there just a little late and caught the legs of Lucas Walker, who looked like he was going up to express himself. And he gets called for the foul. Lucas Walker's going along to shoot a couple.
Boy, that was very close to being a disaster. He gets up so high, knocked off balance, is able to recover.
Good courage shown by Trevor Gleeson also, and Benny Lewis. He's been very inconsistent with his minutes so far this season, but he's on at a very important time for the Melbourne Tigers as they try to hold off the rampaging Townsville Crocs. Just like a stampede of elephants going on out here, Steve. Just unbelievable the way they're overrunning the Melbourne Tigers.
Leads up to 10. Melbourne Tigers have scored the first 5 points of the quarter. Blanchfield wedges it into the bottom of the rim. Lewis to Dorsey. Quick passing by the Tigers. Blanchfield out of position.
And it's the Townsville Crocs that have gone real small right now, Steve. They've got Blanchfield and Jacob Holmes in the 4 and 5 spots. And then you've really got the 3 guards in Crawford, Cedar, and Eddie Gill. Eddie Gill just not being able to get it going on any front so far tonight. He's only got the 2 points. He's 1 of 6 from the field. Got 6 turnovers. So not a memorable game for him so far.
Rush with a tough one. Can't get his own rebound. Crawford gets it to Gill. Good pass to Jacob Holmes. Pulled the trigger. He probably could have gotten to the rim. Nobody in front of him. Ubaka loses control of the ball to Michael Cedar. Cedar. Nice pass to Blanchfield. He's fouled from behind by Benny Lewis.
Benny Lewis just a little slow with the rotation on the weak side. Got to get on that split line, and of course the split line is that imaginary line from basket to basket. That time caught behind and tried to come from behind to stop Blanchfield. And Ubaka checks out of the game. Daniel Dillon will have the point guard duties for the Melbourne Tigers. Blanchfield has shown a lot this season. I like the look of this kid, Steve. Got extended minutes early on when Luke Schenscher wasn't available. But good athlete, runs the floor well, can play a number of different spots and shoots the ball quite well. So a real bright future for that young man.
Lewis, cross court to Dorsey, now Dillon. Walker, 3 seconds on the shot clock, doesn't get any rim. There's the violation.
That's where Lucas Walker, there was 3 seconds, or 3 or 4 seconds when he's caught it. He's got to know what the game, where the shot clock's at, and that's where he needs to put the ball to the floor. Go make his own play or call some help to dish off to the shot.
Holmes somehow finds Blanchfield. Cedar has a shot blocked by Lewis, but it goes to Peter Crawford, and he's left of the mark. Crowd excited by Lewis's block shot. Goes for the 3. Yes! Big defensive play. Drills the 3. He's pumped up.
Huge, huge play by Benny Lewis on both ends of the floor. good to see the boys get around Benny Lewis too. Always tough when you're the 9th or 10th man on a rotation. You never know how many minutes you're going to play. He's certainly not shy though, Benny. When he comes on, doesn't lack any sort of confidence. He was 1 of 10 on the season from threes before that one. He is very capable from the three-point line. He's now 2 of 11. So that will do his confidence the world of good. And it all comes from that effort play. Cedars open, he doesn't concede on it, goes up and blocks it.
Peter Crawford had to hang on a little longer to avoid the pressure. And just like you mentioned about Tommy Greer, those 7 rebounds are an indication that his energy has gotten him into the game, and then he knocks down shots, and that's the bonus. Well, he did the first half anyway.
Heads up.
Stay back, Pete. Don't come over.
Dillon has it up top. Dillon on a nice pass to Liam Rush.
That is a super pass. Had a couple of options when he turns the corner off that pick and roll and threads the needle to Rush.
Here we go.
Gill has the ball knocked away. It is just not Eddie Gill's night.
It isn't. But after that third quarter rush, points by Townsville Crocs, Tigers looks like they've made a few adjustments, tidied things, a few things up on the defensive end. They're getting the reward so far in this fourth quarter.
Crawford is fouled by Ron Dorsey.
A lot of ball on the shot. I think the referee indicated there was a hands foul. If anything, I thought it might have been with the body, but they've called it with the hands.
Well, Crawford gets himself to the line.
15 points, 5 threes in that third period. He's up to 19.6 of 10 from the field. And I said it from the start of the game. We take a look at the replay here. There you see Ron Dorsey, and it's a lot of ball. Definitely would have been, if the foul was there, it was going to be with the body.
And earlier, too.
Anyway, Peter Crawford goes to the line to shoot a couple.
Good.
Getting back to that point, just the importance of Peter Crawford. You saw, I know he had a freakish third period, but when he gets involved, he gets a lot of touches and has that focus on the offensive end of the Crocs. They look a lot better team.
Tigers really moving it around. Terrible pass by Lucas Walker. Hands in the passing lane for Peter Crawford. Jacob Holmes continues his hot shooting.
Their line drives, no arch on Jacob Holmes' shots, but very effective.
7 of 10 from the field on the night for Jacob Holmes.
He looks good off that one bounce pull-up going to his right. He looks very, very good. There's a tough shot by Ron Dorsey to step back. Straight back in the mud of Jacob Holmes.
Can't play any better D than that. Gill trying to get something started. He's off the mark. Here comes Dillon. He loses the handle. Townsville have numbers. Get it to Crawford on the three-point line. That is the result. The crowd knew it. They started moaning and groaning as soon as he caught it.
Unorthodox. You think your 2-on-1 situation, you're going to attack the rim and dish off for the easy layup, but the way Crawford's feeling it, he stops and pops from the three-point line, and good decision by Eddie Gill to get him the ball.
Dillon gets it to Liam Rush. He lines up his three, but it looked more like a pass to Lucas Walker.
Was that a pass, Steve?
I think it was.
It was an ugly shot if it wasn't.
Crawford.
Good D.
Over Ron Dorsey. Great D.
Real good D. Ron Dorsey guessed the right way. He's doing a little bit of jaw jacking too to PC. And just probably showing a little frustration of PC doing some spectacular work. There's 4 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. It's 76-65, the way the Tigers.
Hungry Jack's introduces premium choices. To show you how tasty they are, we've added extreme close-ups of our avocado, shot our Swiss cheese in slow motion, and added tricky rim lighting to our zesty tomato relish. Now I'm going to introduce them with my deep, rich voice. Meet the Swiss Avocado Chicken Tender Crisp and the Cheddar Swiss Chicken Tender Crisp. Part of our new Better Tastes menu. Hungry Jack's makes it better.
Junior basketball is away from us. Don't start.
You got the trigger on the inside. You're on the outside.
Here we go.
Okay.
Draw a run.
Run it, man, or zone, doesn't matter. Hey, 22, got that 22 on a dead balls. It's disrupting them. Crawford, we still got to stay on Crawford. Now, guys, Gill's starting to push the ball, and we're starting to jog back. You're fresh, you're fresh, you're fresh. We got to crowd that in. Don't give Gill an opportunity to create. Rebound, rebound, rebound. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Trevor Gleason making his instructions very clear for his team to get on the glass. Also, Eddie Gill has not had a great night tonight, but he remembers the last time they played.
Would he ever? He would have had some sleepless nights thinking about that game where Eddie Gill put on a clinic. But Steve, if you take that game away from Eddie Gill's stats, he has not shot the ball well. He does more than provide scoring, but that was a game, and his stats really look a little shaky. Dorsey comes out and knocks down another 3 to make the equation very, very difficult for the Townsville Crocs.
Jacob Holmes puts it on the floor. Tries to throw it through a gap to Cedar. Crawford gets it up in the air. He'll go to the line for 2. Daniel Dillon charged with that one. Daniel Dillon's 3rd foul.
That drive's going to be on a lot because you know the Melbourne Tigers are going to be rushing at Peter Crawford from what we've seen here in the second half.
Sense of urgency when he is catching the ball on the 3-point line is an understatement.
They continue to go very, very small, the Townsville Crocs. I think that's more. They know they've got to do some running around on the defensive end. Elvin Mims and Luke Schenscher still on the bench.
Ubaka trying to close this game out for Melbourne. Last thing they want is an overtime game. Ubaka to Traga. He hasn't seen much of the ball lately. He comes up short. Gill to Crawford in a sprint. Peter Crawford thought he was contacted on that, wanted the 3-point play.
27 points now for Peter Crawford.
And 4 at halftime. Cam Traga's fouled by the weak side help. I believe it's Jacob Holmes. Yes, it is.
31, Jacob Holmes. First personal foul.
Traga goes to the line. Fouled in the act of shooting, 15 points. And is that right? Only 2 rebounds.
This is an adventure for Cam Traga. That one hits the back of the rim. He's only 50%, 24 of 48. When you think of a guy that shoots it so well from the field, and that time he gets 2 to rattle in.
He didn't like that. Did you hear him?
No, he didn't. Just his shooting technique from the free throw line. PC in an explosion.
He faked the pass like he was going on for the extra pass. He had no intention of doing that.
30 for Peter Crawford.
Wow. Dillon to Tommy Greer. Ron Dorsey tries to have the answering 3. Traga. Cam Traga on his way for a 20-point game.
That was a very important offensive putback. 3 minutes to go, 10 down. Crocs still very much in this game. And you saw the consequences of going very small. Opened up an easy rebounding opportunity for Cameron Trigara on the glass.
Here we go.
Trevor Gleeson doesn't like the call.
Thanks, guys. Trev. We've had 2 goes. That's it. We've had 2 goes, no more, okay?
Trev getting on Trevor Gleeson.
Question to me, that's fine, but you don't need to yell across, okay?
Jacob Holmes keeps it alive. Blanchfield gets the score, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play. Huge offensive rebound by Townsville.
It was, Steve, and they keep hanging around. They will not go away. Lead now back to 9.
This thing gets around 5. The ghost of late game finishes will be present for the Tigers.
And the little mind games that it's inevitable the Melbourne Tigers would have, having lost 3 overtime games already this season, not being able to close out some games in very winnable positions. Each and every one of those games they lost.
Dillon trying to turn the corner. Pass goes to Gill. Trying to find Peter Crawford. Jacob Holmes.
On the dribble.
Jacob Holmes trying to turn that into 2 shots.
We
It's a bonus anyway. Or make it a 3-point play. I believe there's a timeout on the floor. We haven't heard a whistle yet. Or maybe just some substitutes.
There's a couple of substitutes. And the Crocs go from one extreme to the other. Elvin Mims coming back in for Cedar. And on the sidelines is Luke Shencher. Surprisingly waiting to come in. Surprisingly to me anyway, waiting to come in, I believe, for Jacob Holmes. Perhaps Jacob Holmes just needs a very quick rest. Done a lot of work in this second half in particular. But again, another very, very good performance. 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Jacob Holmes. Now up to 20.
He looked surprised when he came out.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I'm sure he can suck it up for 2 minutes and 20 seconds with the game in the balance. These are huge possessions. And he is instrumental. Peter Crawford got a hand on him, but Ienda Uvaka did a good job of staying in front of it.
Real signs of the Melbourne Tigers being nervous. Oh, that's a travel.
Uvaka gets through a gap and hits the jump shot.
1-2 and a money hop is normally a travel, Steve.
Gill loses the handle. Ron Dorsey in a foot race. Jams it over Luke Shencher, who came a little bit late. Leads back to 10. Townsville running out of time. Gill throws it off the side of the backboard. Melbourne should take some time off the clock.
Let's go, Tigers! Let's go!
Uvaka. Trigara bump from behind the backboard again. Poor ankle. Blanchfield gets it back to Gill. Stolen by Daniel Dillon. Watson. The long arms of Peter Crawford. Couple of terrible turnovers.
Exactly, Steve. It was always going to be very difficult for the Townsville Crocs, but Paul Wolford gambled by bringing his bigs back into the game, and a couple of really bad turnovers that lead to easy transition baskets. Well, Ron Dorsey's did. This one, relatively easy one that forced a foul to send Daniel Dillon to the line to shoot a couple.
Dillon with that unique style as he just kind of almost shoots it off his heels. You raise up on your toes. Timeout on the floor. The Townsville Crocs. They've got 1 minute and 1 second to try and make up 12 points. Got themselves back into the game to get it close. A couple of poorly executed plays. They've burped it up and missed a couple of opportunities.
They have, Steve, and you got to give them credit for the way they were able to turn around what we saw. What they dished up in the first half was ugly to watch, and they looked almost disinterested. But to their credit, they were able to come out and really make a game of it and show the skills that you come to expect at this level. And full credit to Peter Crawford. We spoke about him in the halftime break. He leads all scorers with 30 points on 9 of 13 shooting, 8 of 12 from the three-point line. Just a spectacular shooting display by PC.
There were some tough ones, too. You know, I mean, he hit a couple, and then it was everyone was getting him to him with a lot of urgency, and he was smashing them anyway.
He just kept going out further and further. Melbourne Tigers, after they get this win, will move to 7-6, and they've got the Cairns Tide Bands coming back to the cage this Friday. So another chance to pick up a home win and get themselves a couple of games over 500.
Inbounds to Eddie Gill. He gets one to go.
Eddie Gill like that song too much. He got 3.
Melbourne still with a 9-point lead. Greer got Blanchfield all over him. Gets it to Traga. Dillon. Why would you foul with 7 seconds left on the shot clock?
That's just a bit of a brain freeze. Melbourne Tigers, we're going to always milk it. If you're going to foul, you got to foul early. As soon as they get it, don't let that game clock eat up too many seconds.
Surely you got to know that, though.
Oh, in the heat of battle, Steve, sometimes you make mistakes, and that was clearly a mistake, but it's proven to be less expensive than it was with Daniel Dillon missing the first.
Second one to go. Still a 10-point lead. Crawford with a tough 3. Dillon keeps it alive, but it goes to Blanchfield. Loses the basketball, and then Melbourne are able to pick it up. But 10 points, I don't think that's going to be the play. That is the decider.
No, it's not. Blanchfield on that occasion was thinking past before he even caught the ball. He knew what he wanted to do with it. His mind was ahead of where the ball was at. And Tommy Greer goes to the line to shoot a couple. As the Tigers fans, and great to see them coming out in their droves tonight. Sell-out crowd here at the cage.
A few Townsville jerseys sprinkled in there and made the trip. As we embark on the festive season, not in a great mood as their team is going down. Gill to Peter Crawford. Tragad just got to get it ahead to Daniel Dillon. He goes up for the two-hand jam. And that'll be it. That's the number. The Melbourne Tigers have broken their streak.